Takulandirani mu module yachiwiri yomwe focus yathu tikufuna tinene kuti graphics designing is art. Mlesson yatha ija timango tambasula ma rules and regulations amene munthu ofuna kuyamba graphics designing akuyeneka kuwadziwa. So now we want to take a step further kuti tione zinthu monga kusiyana kwa pakati pa designer and a regular person. Komanso tuone nkhani ya ma colors, ma fonts and ma pictures. So tikamafotokoza za kusiyana kwa designer and a regular person, ndikonena kuti a designer has to love colors. A designer has to love colors. Mukachona chithunzi ichi, to the left side we have a designer, to the right side we have a regular individual. Tikamati regular individual hapa ni munthu amene sali designer. So you might see kuti munthu amene ali regular, the one who is not a designer, who is not a user interface artist, amaona ma colors 7 or akuona ma colors 7, right? Blue, green, yellow, orange, pink, purple and red. Pamene designer akuona up to 29 colors because akupanga differentiate. Pa red pali ma colors ake awiri, pa purple pali ma colors ake 6, pink choncho mpaka na kufika pa mapeto. It means as a graphics designer you really have to love colors. So if you don't love colors, it will be difficult for you to be a good graphics designer. So muntu awakonde ma colors komanso ate kuwapanga master matching the colors and the like, because ngati zizi sakwanitsa it means ulendo wake wa graphics designing umuvuta. Another thing, as a graphics designer you need to think visually, thinking outside the box. Ngati muntu umadana ndi kuganiza, in graphics designing it also becomes hard for you because sungangopanga poster or logo or a picture or whatever you want to design without thinking outside the box, without thinking differently from those other individuals. Chifukwa jonena kuti you want to make your brand unique, you want to make your designs unique. So uniqueness yo ibwera if you are thinking outside the box. Koma ukakhala kuti ukungoganiza basi kungophamika zithunzi ma colors and the letters, it won't help. So I will help you kuti one, you should shift to the left side from from a regular person to becoming a designer. It means neti ma colors muziyamba kwadziwa bwino muziyamba kuwapanga master. So I want to take you from this person to that person. Komanso panoka you need to use your head, because ma exercise or ma practicals amene tizikhala nawo apa, they will require you to think. So as a designer, most of the times it takes maybe a day or 2 days for me to design a poster imene outstanding. Koma nthawi zambiri nimakonda kupanga design in the morning because that's when I'm fresh. Ndiye madzulo aja nimakanda topa, I can't think because designing requires you to think. So ndimakonda kupanga design early in the morning because that's when my brain is fresh. Komanso that's when I can think kuti chinthu chikhale chonchi, these are the colors that I have to combine and so on and so forth. So tukunena kuti a designer has to love color. Ndiye pa color hapa you can see this wheel, pali ma colors angapo koma ife focus yathu si hapa ukukuti zabwerako bwino. Focus yathu ili pa zinthu zinayi: color names, color codes, color gradient and color picker. Izi ndizofunikira kuti munthu azidziwe, because we are saying kuti as a designer You really have to love color. So when you're talking about color name, this is a regular name of a color. You can talk about blue, green, yellow, purple, orange, brown, whatever. But these colors or these color names are understood even by a regular person. So mukaona pa picture to yambirira icha tinanena kuti I want to take you from a regular individual to becoming a designer. So color names are understood even by regular people. So you don't have to be pama color names by that. So we are saying there are more than 7 color names. You need to know them all. Koma from this tukufuna kuti inuyo mupite apa. Color codes. So pama color codes we have 2 types of color codes. The first one is a combination of 6 characters. Usually amakala letters and numbers. They are called hexadecimal color coding. Hexadecimal color codes. And the other category, the 3 groups of numbers, we call them RGB. So RGB, it means red, green, and blue. Red, green, and blue. RGB. So this type of color representation is understood by designers only. Kwa anthu amene ali ma designers, they are the ones who understand this. So if we are to look at hexadecimal color code, example yake, for black you have hash ma 06. You can have hash ma 03. It depends. RGB, red, green, and blue code for black in the 000. That is 03. So here we are saying 3 groups of numbers. So you can have manamba la atatu apaso atatu. Sometimes you can have atatu maximum, awili apa emotes. So apa tindi emotes kuma tindi group 1, group 2, and group 3. So this makes designing even easier. Why? Due to diversity of colors imene muntu mata kutulutsa papa, whether you are using the hexadecimal method or you are using the RGB method. You have diversity of colors. Ndekuti pa makala 29 aja umata kufika hapo mwina so kudutsa hapo. But if you are just using color names, you are limited. Chifukwa the computer when it comes to makala names, tawi zambiri simapanga recognize apart from my hexadecimal and RGB codings. It doesn't understand my names. So we also have color gradient. Kamakama color gradient, it means a combination of 2 or more colors, whether hexa or RGB color codes. You are combining them to have a different feeling. So we've got different angles when we are dealing with gradient. We have got a linear gradient and we have got a radical gradient. So if you look on your left side here, this is a linear gradient. You can see kuti zangoenda straight up. Color hapa ikusakanikirana ndi color ya yellow. So this is red is mixing with yellow. Pamene hapa it's radical. It means it can be outside this or it can be inside this. It means ikupanga mask. It's round, it's circular. So you can mix hapa colors mina 4 or 5. Then tindi color picker. A color picker, it is a tool that picks a color on a picture and generates its code name. Ukapanga point pa color hapo imakuza zoti this color code ndi yakuti either hexadecimal code or RGB code. Ndio mata kutenga imeneyo ndikupanga panchini pachani pa design yako. If you are designing something chimene chikufunika kuti uikepo color ina yake yofanana ndi a picture, or you want to write mawedzi ofanana ndi picture, so you can use a color picker. So most designing tools include this feature. Komanso you have stand-alone color pickers. izizi tizazidziwanso kutsogoloko. So this also makes life even much simpler for designers. Instead of writing the code manually, you can just pick the color you want. Automatically it gives you the code and then you copy and paste. Nthawi ino siyo malimbana ndi kupanga zinthu za manual. So these tools were designed to make life easier. So we have the second part, immediately font. This deals with typography. Tinakamba dzulo lija kuti nkhani ya designing ma typography walimo, ma colors walimo, nde tifunabe kuti tizilongosolebe pang'ono, tikulowa pang'ono mkatikati. So when you're talking about font, this is a particular size, weight, style and type of a text. If you're talking about size, how big or small the text is. Weight, it means how heavy or light the font is. When you're talking about style, it means italic, normal or bold. My type, how the font looks. So if you can see this paper here, we can see graphic designing also on our mods. Komano, the looks are different. So this is what we call font type, right? So as a designer, you will need to know which font type will you be using for your designs. And I will provide my website. Amene munga bange download your fonts according to your preferences, that is. Koma I will guide you when you're designing, let's say, a wedding card. These are the type of fonts you use. When you're designing something to do with professional or corporate, these are the type of fonts you use. Do with school, whatever, entertainment and the like. Tizauzana zosezo kutsogoloko. And finally, let's look at picture. Izisifuna kugamba kwambiri because I'm just introducing them. Tizafotokoza kwambiri kutsogoloko, especially ma terminologies ngati awawawa. Koma, these are the things you need to know. One, tikamakamba za pictures, we talk about their resolution in pixels. We talk about their type, whether it is PNG, JPG, BMP, etc., etc. Is my terminology tizazidziwe nditu, koma it won't be in this lesson. It will be on later modules. Then we have got brightness and contrast. We've got blur and transparency. We also have my healing tools. Ngati chitunzi chija munthu ako ali ndi ziphuphu, you can remove those ziphuphu. Ngati munthu pa chitunzi paja ali ndi makwinya, ma wrinkles, you can remove those wrinkles. That's why you see kuti ma model akajambulisa zitunzi, those pictures undergo editing before they are released to the public. That's why timanena kuti azimayi amene amaoneka ma billboard wa muti oneka okongolawa, it's not how they look naturally. Their pictures have been undergone a makeup as well. Kuphatikizapo so kuti iwo also apangaso makeup. So the pictures might look different from the real person because of editing. And then we've got my blend modes. We'll look into this when we are dealing with Photoshop. So for today, let's stop here. I hope you know now where we are going. So izizinzoenika kuti muzizidziwa. You can have your own time to read more about fonts, about colors, about picture editing and the like. Tikupita konko. So don't feel kuti takusiyani malele. So see you in the next lesson. Thank you very much.